Hello, my name is Lance, and this is Beni. Today we are going to be going over three things: what Beni is, my experiences with Beni, and things I'd like to see out of him in the future months. So Beni is an autonomously filming robot. He operates on two wheels with multiple built-in cameras that not only help him stay AI aware of his surroundings, but also film me or another subject. And when I say that Beni is designed to track a subject, I don't just mean tail. He also has multiple options for angles, including skating parallel to or orbiting around. And all the footage that Beni records is going to come out in 4K with his wide-angle built-in lens. As far as operating Beni goes, most of his controls are very easy to access via an app, or there's also a watch band remote that you can utilize in order to steer Beni manually. I received this beta unit Beni about a month and a half ago and have been receiving multiple updates via the app. So all of my experiences are based on that time frame I've had with him and all of the updates that I have currently had. When it comes to tracking and controls, Beni has AI awareness that allows him to detect different subjects, whether that be people skating around, people walking, cycling. I've seen people even using him for sports such as tennis. But also, Beni has the added feature to be able to detect animals around your household. So if you have a dog you're leaving at home, you can leave Beni to interact with him. I personally use this unit more so for filming skating, and Beni does an excellent job keeping up. He has these two wheels on legs that allow him to not only roll up to, I believe it's 17 miles an hour, but he's also able to jump. So if you were to, let's say, roll up to a curb, if you're going down a curb, Beni is able to jump up the curb or also absorb the impact. And that also smooths out a lot of the footage as you're rolling over rocks, cracks, and he's able to adapt to different varieties of terrain, whether that be flat leveled ground or handling banks. I've even taken him into the skate park, and I'm not gonna say that he can handle anything you throw at him, but what he does handle is quite impressive. And for those moments where Beni can't handle the embankments I take him on, or if he hits something and tips over, he has the ability to be able to stand back up on his own. In addition to his legs being a useful tool for him getting around, he's also been programmed to do some pretty rad tricks. I've seen Beni front flip, back flip, and then do these sideways flips I refer to as kick flips. As far as battery life goes, Beni has interchangeable batteries. So if you were to purchase a couple of these, you can extend the life as long as you'd like. These are about an hour and a half range for each one. I've taken him from Santa Monica Pier all the way to Venice Beach. I did take a couple little pauses to film, and there was a moment or two I picked him up just because the ground was a little bit dicey or there was a lot of people in between the two of us. Beni's ability to handle distances and skate alongside me makes things a lot easier. Another feature I think is super useful is the ability to insert your own micro SD card in the back. So if you ever find yourself running out of storage in your Beni, you can plop a new micro SD card in there. My experiences, like I said, with Beni are mostly revolving around filming myself skating, or sometimes I like to use the manual options and film friends. It gives me a little bit more creative control. Beni comes with those three angles: the follow cam, the parallel, and the orbiting features. There are moments where if I want to be the operator, I can get a little bit more creative with the shot and take on those controls myself. Now, when I say I take on those controls myself, I am by no means a perfect driver, perfect pilot. I've crashed Beni a good handful of times, and I was actually kind of encouraged to rough Beni up a little bit for the sake of understanding his durability. I've done some kind of wild things like send Beni off really massive drop. When I say massive, I think he's fallen about 4 feet multiple times. Just testing his durability. I've had him try to do flips off of things, but I am incredibly impressed at the beating that I have put this Beni unit through, and he still manages to work perfectly fine without any noticeable differences. And as I've been filming with Beni, whether that be at the beach, cruising along the sidewalk, getting to places, even within skate parks, Beni does an excellent job following, but he's not quite perfect yet. When I'm skating in crowds, I'd say for the most part, he's able to track and stick with me, but there are occasions where he will stick onto the wrong subject. His AI features aren't totally active yet. It was described to me by the developers that they plan to make him able to jump up curbs if he sees curbs, able to avoid obstacles. Let's say I'm skating in between a bunch of pillars. Their plan is to make sure that he doesn't crash into those things using the sensors he has up here on the front. And when it comes to skating parallel, I haven't been using him that way as frequently just because he isn't aware quite yet of obstacles that he might hit. Like I said, I've been receiving updates via my app maybe once a week, and there are still a lot of things they're working on developing. I think he does an excellent job. Absolutely blows my mind that something like Beni exists on our market today. I've only really found myself using the app because I find it very convenient. I'm used to playing Xbox, PlayStation. There's the dual control, almost joystick-like feature where I have one that operates his head functionality and turning, and another control stick that just controls his body's movement, whether that be left, right, forward, back. It's always wild to skate down the boardwalk and see everybody's reactions. People are constantly coming up and screaming "Robo Dog" or making comments related to Star Wars and all the droids and that. I was a kid who grew up watching a lot of sci-fi, and it is insane to think that I now have a little filmer here that follows me around and looks straight out of a movie. The level that he's able to track and the quality of image I'm receiving out of him is incredible, and I'm really grateful to have this unit. Like I said, all the experiences I'm sharing with you are from within the last month and a half. He's not quite ready in the sense that there are still some updates that need to happen via the app. I think he's incredibly durable. I don't know what adjustments I would recommend for the actual unit itself. I'm excited to see where the software goes, and it's been a lot of fun. And as of today, Beni is available via Kickstarter. You can reserve your unit today with the link below. It's been really awesome to work with Beni, and huge thank you to Mondo Robotics for sending me this. Everything I've shared is based on my own experiences over the last month and a half. I actually got to see a very early version of Beni. I want to say this was maybe 3 months ago. The updates I've seen via the app have changed the way he moves and the way people use him significantly. Really grateful for everybody for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like. If you have any comments about my experiences with Beni, or if you have questions about how things go over the next couple months, feel free to leave them, and go ahead and give Beni a check out, and appreciate you guys. Take care.